Hi again, everyone. Gary Digital Williams here on Boxing Along the Beltway with our news and notes for this weekend. This is, of course, the pre-fight news and notes as we get ready for Thursday night, November 30th at the MGM National Harbor in Oxon Hill, Maryland. And the big card that's taking place there, the Golden Boys card. We'll give you all the details on the card, all the details on what time everything starts, and we'll give you all the matchups for this coming tomorrow night as we record this tomorrow night at the MGM National Harbor. Also have some good news to pass along for you today as well. Beltway Boxing News and Notes brought to you by Real Time Pain Relief. From boxers to ballerinas, from shoulder pain to muscle strain and everything in between, Boxing Along the Beltway recommends Real Time Pain Relief, the natural, plant-based, safe, fast, and effective ointment. If you go to freepainoffer.com, buy $10 worth of Real Time Pain Relief, you get a free $10 tube of Real Time Pain Relief. And indeed, it works. No question about that. Real Time Pain Relief. Rub it on. The pain is gone in real time. Well, before we get to the full preview of the Golden Boy Promotions card that'll take place Thursday, November 30th at the MGM National Harbor in Oxon Hill, Maryland. We got some good news out of Baltimore, Maryland, and that news is the state of Maryland dropped misdemeanor assault charges. Getting a little ahead of myself. Assault charges against former IBF junior lightweight champion Javante Tank Davis. And these charges were dropped when the accuser in the situation decided not to pursue this matter any further. The accuser is Anthony Wheeler, and he and Davis were seen shaking hands as they left the Baltimore District Court. And actually, they had been friends since childhood. So I guess it was really just a kind of a misunderstanding. It got out of hand a little bit. I guess that's what it looks like anyway. According to the Baltimore Sun, the 23-year-old Davis originally faced first-degree assault charges in connection with this incident that took place on August the 1st. Wheeler, who again is a childhood friend of Davis. He alleged that Davis punched him in the side of the head with a gloved fist, and later on kind of sucker punched him in the whole situation as well. Now, the first-degree assault charge was dropped on October 19th by the state. The police did not charge Davis, but Wheeler, who's also from Baltimore, pressed charges with the district court commissioner on August 3rd. A warrant for Davis's arrest was served in mid-September. We talked about that on the blog. But all's well that ends well, I guess. And it ended without any charges whatsoever. Now, August, as we know, was a tumultuous month for Davis. After this early incident, Davis, who's 19-0, 18 KOs, he was stripped of his IBF title when he came in overweight for his title defense against Francisco Fonseca. That was on the Mayweather-McGregor card in Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, Davis won that bout by 8-round TKO, but it really was not one of his better performances. He did not look good. Fans even got on him a little bit about that. So Davis now said that the charge has been dismissed, and he is looking forward to returning to the ring in early 2018. He'll either be a super featherweight. He says he can still make that weight. We'll see. But either that or he'll be at lightweight in 2018. So we wish him the best and just hope he just stays out of trouble. He's a young guy. He's 22 years old, but he really needs to stay out of trouble and be above a lot of the things that he got involved with early on this year. Now, let's turn our attention to the card on Thursday night, November 30th. That's tomorrow night as we record this from the MGM National Harbor Casino in Oxon Hill, Maryland. Now, let me give you the times one more time for this whole show. Now, the time's a little different than slightly different than what we gave you earlier this week. Now, late last week, I should say. Now, here we go. The doors for the event open at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. 5 p.m. Eastern Time, the doors will open. The first bout is scheduled to begin at 6:30 p.m., and ESPN3 and the Watch ESPN app, they cover the early bouts. So all 6 bouts will either be on national television or on streaming video, okay? So once again, ESPN3 will carry the early bouts, and that probably will include Luther Lights Out Smith's bout. We'll talk more about that in a little bit. Now, ESPN Deportes will join ESPN3 on the coverage. That'll start at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That, if you want to see the card live, you have to see it on ESPN Deportes, okay? ESPN Deportes will show the card live along with ESPN3 at 8 p.m. Now, the rebroadcast of the main event and the co-feature will be on ESPN2 at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay, that's how it's going to work. So again, if you want to see it live, you go to ESPN Deportes, brush up on your Spanish, and they'll show it about live at 8 p.m. Now, the main event, that includes, of course, Lamont Rose Jr. defending his WBC Youth Silver Super Featherweight Championship against Ray Perez of the Philippines. That bout is scheduled for 10 rounds, and that'll be on the live broadcast on ESPN Deportes. You'll be able to see the rebroadcast of that on ESPN2 at 11 p.m. Now, let's go over the card one quickly because some changes have been made, and it's going to be a 6-bout card. And, of course, as we said, Lamont Rose Jr. defending his title against Ray Perez. The other Beltway boxer, the only other Beltway boxer on this card, is going to be Luther Lights Out Smith, who is now fighting out of Alexandria, Virginia, which may mean that he is involved with Kay Coroma in the Alexandria Boxing Club. I'm not sure, but he may be out there now. But originally he was in Bowie, Maryland. But it looks like he may be fighting out of Alexandria, Virginia. We'll see. But he'll take on Lamont's Two Smooth Capers out of Hawley, Pennsylvania. And this is not going to be an easy bout for Luther Smith. Okay? I'll tell you that up front. Because Capers can be very, very tough. He's kind of a version of Tennille Goyko without a whole lot of power. That's the difference between the two. But this bout is scheduled for 4 rounds, and that may help Smith down the road because Capers, who's been in 6 rounds and 8-round bouts, maybe just be warming up by the 3rd or 4th round. So we'll see. Meanwhile, Smith is coming off a first-round knockout of Martez Williamson. That was on July 15th at the Sphinx Club in Washington, D.C. Smith been doing well since he lost his only bout. That was to Mike Ballaghan. He's 9-1, 8 KOs, and Smith has knocked out his last 4 opponents. And so that'll be interesting to see what happens there. And Capers, however, is winless in his last 3 bouts. Now, Capers can be tough at times because in his last outing, he had an 8-round split decision draw with the former world cruiserweight champion, Emmanuel Mayfield. And Capers has also beaten Nick Kisner. He got a split decision win over Nick Kisner. He lost to Travis Reeves twice. He also lost to Siobhan Riles and lost to Mario Murphy. So we'll see. It should be interesting. Capers is 7-10-3. And again, Smith 9-1, 8 KOs. So the odds in Smith's favor. But if Capers makes Smith look kind of awkward the way he did the first time against Travis Reeves, that could be very interesting. No question about that. So that bout is scheduled for 4 rounds. And that'll be on the card. Is when, again, Luther Smith, the only other Beltway boxer on this card. Although George Rincon out of Dallas, Texas, who trains in the Beltway, he'll be in a 4-round bout against super lightweight battle against Jihad Wise of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, who's 3-3 in his career in 1 KO. George Rincon 2-0. Meanwhile, the co-feature will be Jose Wonderboy Lopez of Catalina, Puerto Rico. He's 19-1-1 with 14 KOs. He'll take on Avery A+ Sparrow of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. That's kind of a late adjustment in that card. 8-1, 3 KOs. That'll be scheduled for 10 rounds. However, Lopez's WBO International Super Featherweight title will not be on the line, we've been told. It will not be on the line. So that bout is scheduled for 10 rounds. Also on the card, Manuel Tino Avila of, I believe he's out of Mexico. No, he's out of Puerto Rico as well. 22-1, 8 KOs. He's in an 8-round bout against Dihul Elegante Ogwin. I hope I pronounced that first name right. I'm not sure. He's 12-7-3 with 9 KOs of Guadalajara, Mexico. Also, Tomas Williams out of Lynchburg, Virginia. He's 0-1. He'll take on a guy by the name of Alberto Delgado of Roanoke, Virginia. This may be a rematch from a 4-round majority draw that the 2 men fought back on August 27th in Lynchburg. And Alberto Delgado also fought Justin Hurd in his young pro career, and Hurd stopped him in that contest. So he's 0-2-2. And again, Williams is 0-1. So somebody's always going to go in more ways than one, I guess. We'll see what happens. So once again, the schedule. Let's go over it one more time. The doors open at 5 p.m. The first bout scheduled at 6:30 p.m. That'll be carried by ESPN3. You can also watch it on the Watch ESPN app. ESPN Deportes joins ESPN3 on the coverage starting at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's the live broadcast. Excuse me. And the rebroadcast and the main event and the co-feature will be on ESPN2 at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. So that is the schedule. Of course, Juan Marshall and I will be live from the MGM National Harbor providing updates on the card and our thoughts on the card going into. Of course, we have a post-fight wrap-up show brought to you by Real-Time Pain Relief immediately following the card. So we hope to see you there live at the MGM National Harbor Casino in Oxon Hill, Maryland. We hear the tickets going pretty well, so hopefully we'll get a good crowd out on hand tomorrow night when we join you from the MGM National Harbor in Oxon Hill, Maryland. Until then, don't forget, Beltway Boxing News and Notes brought to you by Real Time Pain Relief. Go to freepainoffer.com. Buy $10 worth of Real Time Pain Relief. You get a free $10 tube of Real Time Pain Relief. Rub it on. The pain is gone in real time. We'll hope to see you tomorrow night from the MGM National Harbor Casino in Oxon Hill, Maryland. Until then, thanks for listening. Always remember, keep supporting the best boxing in the world. The boxing along the Beltway. Take care.